We got everything packed, and then shit fell south today because today we had a goal. Before I actually go here and get settled in and everything, my mom and I, we had to go get my card checked at
Yeah.
Bank of America. That was the first stop, and that didn't work out. First of all, we were supposed to be there by like 9. Somehow we left at like 10:40,
Yeah.
and as soon as we got there, we realized that it was closed because apparently at Bank of America you have to make appointments, which we didn't know that before. So we had to go to another one, and it was also closed. Traveling there and figuring that stuff out, that took like 30 minutes, and but then it was like 11:10 or something, and Bank
Yeah.
of America closes at like 12. So eventually, my mom had this idea where we had to go to some national security thing to see if it was actually active. And what do you know, it was active. So we wasted like 3 hours of getting ready and actually going to the bank. And then on the way back, after we figured out that my card was fixed, we had to figure out whether we wanted to go to the house first or go to the college first. Because if we went to the house first and then to the college, we were going to be late. But if we just went to the college, we were going to be on time. My mom actually changed her mind 4 times before she finally decided to go to the house. It was like, oh, we should go to the house first. Oh, we should go to college. No, no, we should go to the house. No, we should go to college. No, no. We need to go to the house because I need the papers. Finally, we get home. We're trying to get everything into the car. Finally, we left the house at 12:55. We had to be at by 1 o'clock, and we are 40 minutes away.
Well.
So we got there like 1:40. We had to go to this garage. Now, thanks to COVID, there's like this whole process of what you need to do before actually getting into dorms, right? To one station, to the next, and eventually they had to test me for COVID before I actually got to the
Oh, so
dorms.
you had to get the like nose thing?
Yeah, I had to get a nosing, right? So I was so scared because like you know how they say like the nose things, it touches your brain.
Yeah.
It didn't. They didn't do that for me. I felt like it felt weird, but it didn't touch my brain. And I was so nervous before then. I was like,
Did
"Oh
it
my
hurt?
god!" No, it didn't hurt. It just felt awkward for a while. And like before that, they take your temperature, right?
Yeah, I
Dude,
don't. Yeah.
I was so I. They tested my temperature and it said 99. I, I don't know what the average is. I think the average is like 98.6 or something, right?
Yeah, but, yeah, yeah.
Okay, it's
I
98.6.
thought it was 97. But okay.
It's 97 or 96, but like the point for COVID is like 100 and point 4 or whatever, and I was like 99. So we had to test it again because that didn't seem right because I didn't have any of the symptoms. I didn't do anything. So she tested it again. It's at 99. My mom's like, you should probably test me because I'm surprised he has 99. I don't. So the lady tests her. She has like 98.6 or something. Okay, and the lady goes back to me. She goes back to me, tests me again, says 99. We do it one more time. She tests me one more time. One more time. Just for good measure. 99.5.
Yeah, you have COVID, dude.
Okay. So like they're just all looking at me like, you should probably just quarantine for a while, because just in case.
Are you sick?
I'm not sick. That's the issue. Like, I'm not sick. I don't have any symptoms. And I know what it is. It's because the whole day I was so stressed out and I was like running everywhere and I'm like sweating in the car that like my heat is like risen all the way up. And you know what's even funnier? You know how my mom got like a lower test result than me, right?
She's
Like
actually
a lower,
sick.
like a lower temperature? Yes, she's actually sick. Not like with COVID or anything. She has like a sinus infection, a sinus infection. It's not contagious or anything, but she was like actually sick. Not with COVID, but still sick.
She has COVID? Oh my
For like
gosh, Xavier,
for
your
like
mom
the
has
past
COVID?
shut up. For the past 4 days, right? It sounded like she was dying. Like take the
Xavier, she has
worst
COVID? That's
Daniel,
awful.
shut up. It's story time. Shh. If you take the worst sneeze or cough that you've ever heard, amplify that by like 4, and that was what you
And
get.
then,
I had a higher temperature than an actual sick person when I had no symptoms at all. I was that stressed out. I was that tired. So after that, we settled in. We went to my dorm. We moved everything in. We ate. We got some more supplies. My mom eventually left at like 6 o'clock, and I was left alone. Alright, this is where what makes this story really YouTube worthy. Alright, so in order to have classes, right, I need to turn in some papers. I need to turn in like some health papers that assures that I don't have like human papillomavirus, tetanitis, diphtheria, pertussis. I don't know how to pronounce any of these things. Hepatitis A, hepatitis B, all this fun stuff. Just to make sure I don't have it, I have to turn these forms in order to get to the classes. So I decided to do that alone. I wanted to be efficient. I looked out where to turn these forms, and the GPS said that was 4 minutes away by walking. This is why I hate GPSs, especially for walking, because a 4-minute trip took me 23 minutes just to find this place. Because it told me to go straight, then it told me to go left, then it told me to go right, then it told me to go all these different directions before I finally got there for 23 minutes. And it was closed. I couldn't get in. It was closed, and I couldn't get in. And I was so sad. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. No, maybe I have my stupid patterns. I'm tired. I know I can be stupid. I know that's a possibility. So I look up where this University Health Services thing is to turn in these papers. It says it's like 8 minutes away. All right, 8 minutes away. We make another trek for it. Now this time, it's took me like 12 minutes instead. One thing with the Google GPS for walking is that when you're walking to your location, it doesn't keep track of where you are. It doesn't turn the arrow. It doesn't change directions. It just tells you what road to go.
It should keep track of your phone.
It doesn't. That's the problem. It doesn't. You would think it does that, right?
Why wouldn't it?
You would think that, right? But it doesn't.
No, it does. I promise you it does.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't change the arrow. It literally just points the same way no matter where I go. I swear. It doesn't change it. And that's so frustrating to operate.
I promise, I've used that. My family used that, dude. I promise to change it.
Dude, I promise it didn't work for me. Either it's my phone or it's the map. I don't know
Maybe
what it
it's
was.
like you're walking, and then like when you're in a car, it moves more because you're moving faster. I don't know.
Well, yeah, look, sometimes in order to actually get to the location, I had to change it so if I was driving by car, so I actually could get an accurate result. That's how bad the walking one was for me. But anyway, I actually got there at like 4:35 at the health services thing, and it's also closed, which is nice. I don't even know if it was like the right place because I programmed it there, and I'm looking all around and I don't see it. I don't see like a building named University Health Services. I just see like all this other bullshit around me that has nothing to do with why I'm here. So I just give up. I give up. I just want to go back to my dorm. I just want to go back to my.
Imagine being a giver-upper.
I just want to go back, and I just want to go back and eat. And this was the real hard part. When I programmed it back to my dorm, right? I was so livid, but it said it would take me another 8 minutes. Now, my plan was to go back to the dorm, then go to eat at like another building for eating, and that building closes at 7. Okay, it's like 6:35 right now, and I had to get back to the dorm. So I'm walking back to the dorm, and my GPS is just bullshitting out all this random stuff. At first it says it's going to take 8 minutes, then it says it's going to take 10 minutes, then it says it's going to take 6 minutes, then it goes back to 8 minutes, and I'm just looking around like I just don't know what to do because I'm just following the GPS and it keeps changing on me. Literally, it told me to go east, right? It told me to go east, then after I go east, it tells me to go backwards and tells me to go like southwest, and I'm just like, what the fuck do you want from me? So I'm just looking around. I'm just looking around like so dumbfounded because I can't believe this bullshit is happening to me. And eventually, like it was like 4:47. No, 4:47, right? I mean 6:47. It was 13 minutes before the building would close and I couldn't eat. All right, so I just start running without a purpose. I don't even know where I'm running. I just know I'm running to my location. I don't know if I gotta go right, straight, left. I'm just going to run. I'm just going to pray that I get there. That was my plan.
That sounds like a really stupid plan.
It was a stupid plan, but surprisingly it worked because the GPS suddenly 8 minutes became 4 minutes. Would you look at that? And I didn't even follow the GPS. That's really nice. So eventually, I get to the food building like maybe 7 minutes before it closes. That's when I get there. And I already told you that the food building is near my own dorm. It's near my own dorm. So I get there, I get my food. I'm so tired at this point that they gave me a bag and I couldn't even manage to open it up. That's how tired I was. They just gave me a container. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to stack this container on top of my water, on top of everything, and just leave. I'm not going to open the bag. I'm just going to leave. So I walk out the exit, and my dorm, my building, is right in front of me. Finally, after all the time, because we're like at an hour. I left at 6 o'clock. We're at an hour now, and I'm still not at my dorm. A 4 minute walk turned into an hour nightmare. So I'm at my dorm, and I wanted to. It when I entered the building, right? It looked different. It was like me entering the building in a different angle, a different direction, and I thought nothing of it. But like as I'm going to that angle, I realized that there could be people watching me. These people look to be like sophomores or juniors. They look to be well informed of how the school worked. So I was scared that I was going to go to the door and it wouldn't open, and they would laugh at me because I couldn't manage to open the door. So I went to another door. I went around. I went around the door. I went around the door and I finally entered my dorm room. And on the way back, I met two new students. I met two new freshmen. So finally, I walked down the hall. My room was on the third floor. I walked down the hall. I go to the third floor. I walk down the hallway, and my room's not there. I'm at the third floor. I walk down the entire hallway, and my room's not there. It's a one-way hallway, and it only goes from 300 to 323. My room number is higher than that. This is the wrong building. It has the right name, but it's still the wrong building. It's like not the right part. So I'm really, 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 really sad at this point because I just wanted to go home and crash. And now I can't do that. I have to go back out again. So I walked back down the hallway. I went back to the first floor. The people that I met, like, they were also on the first floor. And I actually ran past the rooms on the way back because I didn't want them to come out and then see that I was, for whatever reason, walking back to the exit. I didn't want them to see that. So when I went past the doors, I just ran.
Yeah, you and all this, I don't want people to see me doing this and that. You gotta grow out of that, dude.
No.
That's all I'm gonna say.
No.
You gotta get over that, like, now.
No, I don't want that.
Sounds like added unnecessary stress for no reason.
No, I was being awkward. I'm tired. I'm loopy. I don't know what's going on. I just wanted to get back to my dorm. I didn't care. I walk out. I'm trying to walk into the actual building because I know my dorm is near the food building, so it's probably like right behind it. So I'm just walking around the dorm, and I also see like these other kids, like the sophomores and juniors and seniors, the people who look well informed that I was talking about earlier. And I'm like, I don't want them to see me, so I ran. I ran past them too, so they wouldn't see me. I don't know whether or not that worked, and I don't care. Point is, I ran. Well, we're like an hour. I'm like an hour and 20 minutes outside of my dorm right now, and I've made little progress. All I've gotten is food, and that's not good enough for me at this point.
Sounds like you had a great day.
No, I really didn't. Eventually, after like maybe 10 more minutes, I finally arrived back at my dorm. But the whole entire time, the GPS didn't help me. None of the maps were helping me. I really didn't know where to go. Nothing made sense. And all I got, and I still haven't turned in the 3 papers that I went out for in the first place. The entire time I was sweating and like I needed to drink some water, so like as I'm doing all that, these papers are slowly getting wet from my sweat and water. So yeah, that was college on my first day. That was really fun.
Yeah, it doesn't sound that bad.